In today's episode of Why Men Shouldn't Be Allowed Out in Public, I just left the gym, obviously, and I ended my workout on the hip abductor machine, and unfortunately, ours is faced towards a bunch of upper body machines, so I'm on it, just finished setting it up, doing like a couple of practice moves, and I look up and a man is staring at me, but not at me, but down there, and I catch him midst stare, and he just looks away.
You know, from time to time, I do have people staring at me. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, but guess what? I just go on about my business. There's men all around you, not being weird, not being crazy, but having a good time. Isn't there any recognition for that?
She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment. Now come on now.
I don't know if it's only me, but does anybody else feel like the ugly friend when they go out? Like, nobody approaches them. Like, my outfit could be 10 out of 10, face beat, but I don't get approached. Like, what's going on?
The reason the majority of people don't talk to you or don't say hi at the gym or at the store or don't spark up conversations is not because you're not likable or there's something wrong with you or you're unapproachable. The majority of people have a lot of anxiety when it comes to talking to other people, and I've literally seen this multiple times at the gym, and I've literally talked to multiple girls that I've approached, that I've sparked up conversations with, that say like they have so much anxiety, and if I didn't speak up and like say something to them or like talk to them, they would have never approached me. But they're like, you're so nice and like we get along, which is crazy, but like, yeah, like I never come out of my shell and I have too much anxiety to like approach someone and talk to them. And this just reminds me that it's so easy to fall into the narrative of thinking something negatively about ourselves and the ego trying to be like justifying that it's us and making it about like this, self-centered type of thing. But in reality, most people have a difficult time socializing and talking to other people and making friends out in public. For a lot of people, it's really scary. And pair this with narratives that people have grown up with, and negative experiences, trauma with family, just like hurtful relationships. All of those things play a part in the anxiety they feel when they want to make friends or be perceived by others is just not something that they feel ready for or that they can initiate. So if you want to make friends or you want to talk to more people, stop waiting for people to talk to you and take the initiative and be the facilitator in those situations. Because if you have the confidence, the self-esteem, and the awareness to understand where people are coming from and your own intentions, you need to be the person that starts the conversations and initiates them, because most people can't because of the anxiety that they feel with human interaction.
But if men are to say, I'm socially anxious, I feel like this is something that, I'm a little bit worried about, I have concern over here in these areas, what they're hit with a lot of times from some women, not all women, but from some women is, well, just man up, grow some, and just forget about it. Just throw it out of the way. But if it were to be a woman that'd be talking about that, well, then let me figure out how to best help you get into that situation. That's what I'd be talking about. If you want a man to approach you, you have to help him. You have to make it crystal clear for him that you're interested and it's okay for him to come.
I have a question for the guys. Do you guys ever just genuinely want to be friends with a girl? Let me explain. Like when you walk up to a girl and you're like, oh, hi, I want to be friends with you. Like, can we be friends and stuff? Have you ever genuinely meant it in the context of just being friends? Like, you just walked up to her because you felt like she looks like someone you want to be friends with. And even if she initiated more than just friendship, you decline. Have you ever, like, obviously exemption for gay guys, but like for the straight guys, have you ever felt that way for a girl? Yeah. And I'm not talking about like generally if you have female friends that you don't have feelings for. No, I'm talking of that first time you approach a girl, like you approached her saying, oh, I want to be friends with you. Did you actually have the clear intentions of being friends with her at that very moment. And even if she had offered then, or like maybe a while later, you would have declined. I know it feels like I've been coming for guys a lot lately, but trust me, that's not what this is about. I'm asking for a reason. I'm going to explain, but I'm hungry at the moment. So you guys are going to make a quick snack with me while I explain. Okay, guys, it's your girl, P to the A to the U to the L A, period. Stay cheesed up. So almost a year ago, this guy approached me and said he wanted to be friends with me. I declined because I believed there was a scope. Kept asking why, and I told him I wasn't trying to be a thing with him. Wasn't so happy with the statements. He told me he was never trying to like be more than just friends with me. He just felt like I'm someone that looks like we can be friends. Felt bad for having the wrong impression of him, so I was like, okay, let's hit it off. Now we became friends and stay hanging out in different occasions, yada yada yada. And fast forward to last 3 months or so, I started talking to this guy and he knew me why daddy me is escalating. Said after everything we built together, he thought the feelings he had for me was mutual. Reminded him he said from the onset that he just wanted to be friends and he was not seeing me in that light. Said his feelings grew over time, but I didn't agree with him because I always saw it from the onset. I just ignored him. Before you say I'm wicked, I always told him my feelings for him wouldn't change. Now he's denying having feelings for me from the onset, but I know he's lying because I looked into every sign with scrupulous attention. Do you guys think I did anything wrong? And do you think he actually didn't have feelings for me from the onset?
Somebody in the comments said, honestly, I think men only ask to be friends just to know your character. And if you're good enough, they will want more. And if they've never asked for a relationship, that means they've seen something they believe they cannot cope with in a relationship, but tolerate as a friend. They're not going to want to hear that because a lot of these ladies think that they're perfect.
Excuse me. Listen, I have a question. I think you're beautiful. Thank you. What's your name?
I'm sorry, now it's just not that time.
Okay. Have a good one. You have a beautiful smile.
Hey, excuse me. Shit, I see you with your little friend and shit. I just want to, talk to you real quick type. What you doing all that for? I'm trying to talk to your friend, not you.
Nobody get to have her. Nobody get to have her.
Is you gonna stop her? Like, anyway, not mind her. So let's, you know what I'm saying? Come here real quick. You know what? Don't worry about it. That's why y'all will be single now.
Hey man, looking like a snack today. Why don't you come sit on my lap?
No thanks.
Come on, can I at least get a smile? Man, hey bro, I bet we'd look pretty good together. Why don't you come give me your number?
What? No, leave me alone.
Hey man, did you fall from heaven? Cause you're looking like an angel. Hey, I'm just trying to give you a compliment. Come back. Ah, men.
And how many of those men made a video about it talking about how much danger they were in or how gross men are?
Men don't catcall anymore, and I'll be honest, I miss it.
I get it,
I don't miss it a lot, but I miss it a little.
I mean, I love it. So I can't imagine, like, if it was taken away from me, I'd be like, ugh.
I don't miss the crazy, gross ones that are like, it's sort of a death threat at its core.
Sure.
Yeah. But I do miss the guys who would come up and would be like, wow, you're beautiful.
And you're like, you almost got me.
Oh, you were close.
You almost, I'll give you a smooch.
Maybe if I'm right or wrong. I'm on my little hot girl walk. And I hear this little honk. And I have my AirPod in. Listening to my little Mel Robbins. Shout out Mel. I'm in my peace. I'm on my walk. I'm in between my work. And this is just my peaceful time, right? I just want to listen to my little podcast and not be bugged. Or be accosted. And this man honks, rolls down his window, says something. Immediately I'm like, I don't need to hear anything from anyone at this moment other than my podcast. I'm on my peaceful walk, chilling. And I literally just immediately, I'm just like, because I really don't care what you have to say whatsoever. I'm in my peace, leave me alone. I didn't ask for your opinion, I didn't ask for your statement, nothing. And this guy's like, oh, you then, I said you're beautiful. And I was just like, okay, keep going. And he's just like, like starts saying like a bunch of rude stuff, like probably like, well, you're not that hot anyway, or, you know, anyway, I don't care. I didn't ask you to roll down the window and shout things at me. So maybe that's just my opinion, but I'm curious, why do men feel the need to do that? Is it because what I'm wearing? No, because I can wear whatever I want. And you don't need to shout at me why I'm trying to be peaceful, doing my own thing. Leave me alone.
So let me get this straight. You go on a walk, a hot girl walk as you call it, and then on this walk you're supposed to be thinking about three things: your goals, how grateful you are for things, and how hot you are, to build up your confidence. A man rolls down the window and says, "You're beautiful." Your response to that is F you. And you're talking about how rude he is? What an idiot.
I go outside dressed normally with a dress, obviously, and the audacity of people to be like, oh my god, I'm riding my bicycle, and let me stop by and harass this young lady. Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Okay, have a nice day then. Like, if you see the person not responding, not reciprocating, leave them alone. Matter of fact, why are you approaching them? Just shut the fuck. What are the success rates of catcalling? And you might say, that's not catcalling, they're just trying to get your attention. It's the same yeah. PSA, shut up.
A dude in the comments was like, and if men weren't giving her the attention that she's saying that she doesn't want, then she'd be upset about it. Pretty much facts.
Modern women need to get their stories straight.
If a woman is in public minding her own damn business and there is no opportune time to talk to her, there is no reason for you to try to grab her attention or to catcall her and
But also,
Can we bring back catcalling? Not specifically like flirting. Men don't do it anymore. And I notice this because they don't walk up to bars and they don't flirt, like at the gym, anywhere. Men don't walk up to anyone anywhere. But they don't even catcall.
so you can see how that's kind of conflicting information, right? Can the Council of Modern Women get together and, I don't know, come to a consensus? What is it that you want? Do you want the attention or do you not want the attention? Do you want men to catcall you or do you not want men to catcall you? Because on the one hand, you have one girl freaking out about being catcalled or being approached. And then in the same token, you have another woman basically saying the opposite. So we're going to need some clarity, ladies.
What are men doing wrong?
Oh, a lot. Whether it's the chicken or the egg, the men are not asking women out. Now, the bottom line is we're having a problem post-pandemic where men are not asking women out. I don't know if it's a white man disease right now.
I think it's soy milk.
They're afraid they're going to get
I'll tell you what it
canceled.
is. My experience pre-Lauren, when I was running around my single days, like we didn't have the apps, and if you saw a woman, you had to go up.
Right. At the bar, the restaurant, the gas station, they used to come up to you at Whole Foods and say, hey, can you help me with this? Is this a good salad dressing?
Yeah, and you had to show you were interested, and you had to say something.
Take their number.
It is harder, I think, and also because
But you
of that.
saw what you're getting in person, so you knew that it wasn't a lie
That's
on
true.
the apps.
And because of that, also, I think when you found somebody, you were much more
Interested.
Yeah, you stayed longer.
The
because,
level of interest is higher.
Yeah, and I didn't have 18 other options, right? There was,
If this doesn't work out for her, I'm going to go to the next one.
Now it's like, hey, I have 15 things. They didn't check one of the things. Let me swipe 18 other times. I'm done with this one.
I just want to reply to this comment exactly because I definitely agree. I feel like it's so many great men out here. What's happening with my hair right here? It's so many great men out here, but the men who be doing all this extra and just do too much, they ruin it because we be thinking every man is about to act like that. Granted, you shouldn't treat people like that, but for real, they really be messing it up. And I see a lot of these comments talk about some, oh, girl, nobody looking at you. I didn't ask for nobody to look at me. If you actually listen to what I'm saying, I hope people don't look at me. I hope I can just exist, But no, for real, it be some crazy men out here doing some crazy stuff and approaching people so weird. Girls be weirded out by that type of stuff. So yes, the men who are actually great and have great intentions by trying to talk to a woman that they see as beautiful or just want to give her a compliment or whatever, it's hard to sometimes depict what type of situation it's about to come to, and we don't want to deal with all that.
A dude in the comments said, but all they did was wave and open the door for you. But I get it, there are a lot of weird men out here. Exactly. There's a lot of guys out here that get called creeps and weird just for opening the door, waving, or doing similar things. We get that there are weird dudes out here, but why are you calling me that? Another woman says it's a case of a few bad apples spoiling the bunch. It definitely puts women on high alert. Right, okay, so if a man is supposed to understand that, then why can you not understand that men might be on high alert for getting posted on TikTok, for being called a creep, for getting used for their money that you guys continue to say that men don't have? But all of a sudden, that's not valid. Another woman says, just eat it and charge it to the game. Just like men get rejected, women are going to have to deal with some weirdos. But if you run into a solid guy and put him off with your attitude, then you're the bad person. Period. And that was a dude, by the way, so sorry about that, bro. But yeah, the exact commentary there is fantastic, I think.
Why do you think guys don't approach girls anymore? Why is that?
Well, first of all, I think that they're a little scared.
Tell us more.
Well, I feel like they're a little bit intimidated maybe sometimes.
They're intimidated by your beauty, that's why.
Yes, it's like, y'all look good too.
There we go.
Not that scared.
Keep preaching, keep preaching.
We're post-grad, and I feel like a lot of people are used to like online classes.
Okay.
Yes.
So they're used to having like a screen in front of them. So like out in the wild, they're scared to approach a girl.
Okay,
in the wild.
okay. Why do you want to DM these girls when you could just come and introduce yourself and say hi and
so
see?
much quicker. Like,
yeah.
It's like I would rather that because it's way more genuine, you know. Yeah.
Very true, very true.
Yeah, or they're just too proud.
I feel like that might be less though.
Too proud. That's
yeah. I think there are a lot of guys have approach anxiety and they don't have the skill to come here and say hi.
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
What else do you guys see?
I think for a lot of women, and I'm going to say that I speak for a lot of women, and especially like in this day and age, I think that a lot of us are single because men, honestly, y'all don't approach women no more.
Correct. To go approach her don't mean I want to come approach you. I don't have to.
Okay.
And it don't take nothing away from you.
But that wasn't the question. She was saying men don't approach women anymore.
Because after 10, 20, 30 years, listen, after decades of men approaching women, and I used one example of me, a personal example, but after decades of men approaching women and getting clowned for it, I didn't come here for that. Go to the club. I ain't come here for that. Try to holler at you at church. I didn't come here for that. Try to talk to you in the grocery store. I didn't come here for that. Try to talk to you in the parking lot. Now I'm a creep. Now I'm stalking. Now I'm all of this and that. No, ma'am. Okay, we get the message. You put the yield sign up. You put the stop sign. We were taught to stop when we hear and see that stop sign. This is what we were taught. No, sweetheart. No, baby. I'm trying to tell you. No, I'm telling you about us. Listen, sweetheart. If you don't mind me getting the mic back.
I appreciate your conversation. I'll give you the mic back too, but I want everybody, I don't want to holler. Right? I don't want to holler. Alright? I want to talk in the same tone that we talk. Right? It's conditioning. Decades of understand what it's like to be in these shoes. What it's like to walk in this skin. In this environment. It's not to pass judgment on nobody, but it's to say after decades of us being taught that this is how we gotta be. If this not what the women like, this ain't what we're doing. It's just that simple. And it's unfortunate that some will come along and desire these things, and then it backfires. But it's not to get you to agree with me. It's to get you to understand why. This is why. It's not to take shots at nobody or anything, but this is why. So I'm going to sit back to avoid a bunch of things. And when that time is right, it's going to happen. Trust me, it happens all the time. I don't have to, that if a woman want my attention bad enough, she going to get it. Without having to go out of my way to cause conflict or potential conflict that we were taught and shown it creates when we come into your space uninvited.
Okay.
Now, they say that men are aggressive and they don't know how to speak to women and communicate, but here he is explaining to her, and whether you agree with it or not, don't matter. You need to understand where he's coming from and figure out a solution to your issue.
Please don't catcall me unless you're attractive. Unless you're a 7'8".
There is so much to unpack with this video. So first, it's, stop catcalling altogether, right? We get it. Women don't like to be bothered. Men are slowly reclusing and keeping to ourselves. But then the moment we don't give you attention, then you're saying we're all the good men at. Now, women like her are saying, don't catcall me unless you're attractive. Y'all remember there's a video I posted, oh god, like a couple months ago now, where I mentioned that the only difference between a man approaching a woman correctly and a creep is their attraction to him. Right there, folks. Which kind of furthers my point that women will allow all sorts of things from men as long as they find them attractive. You could literally put two men side by side and give them the exact same script to say to the same woman, but if she doesn't find one of those men attractive, she's instantly going to label him as a creep. Either that or she's going to have a story to tell her friends about some creep that approached her in public. Men, I'm just going to tell you this. Do not fall for this. Personally, I think catcalling is stupid. If you're the kind of man out there who openly just whistles or yells or says provocative things to women, you should probably stop that. You should probably work on yourself and being a better human being. But also while saying that, I'm just going to tell women like this to stop promoting this kind of toxicity. Because basically what you're saying without saying it is a man that's attractive should be allowed to do certain things. And that's not the case at all. Unfortunately, a man's attractiveness level in this generation seems to be deemed on what he can provide. If he's 6 feet tall and still has his full head of hair, if he has a nice car in his own place, nothing about his character or his personalities, but what he can provide to you materialistically. And in most cases, if men don't even cross off the 6 foot mark, then we are instantly labeled as undateable. So with all this said, folks, ladies, stop promoting this toxicity and basically saying that if you're attractive, you can get away with certain things because you can't. And stop calling men creeps for approaching you because they want to get to know you and you don't find them attractive. And to my brothers out there, if you respect women like a lot of you say you do, you will stop partaking in this behavior and actually start treating women like human beings. I do understand in this generation that even you saying hello is at risk of you being called an abuser of some sort. But please stop making it worse for yourself and us for whistling and saying derogatory things to women. I mean, honestly, guys, our safest bet at this point is just to keep to ourselves. Like I've been saying, go to the gym, play video games, focus on your healing and your self-worth and love. When we know better, we do better, folks. So let's hope we all do better.
Serious conversation here. What should a girl do if she sees a guy? I just saw a guy in the train and he was so handsome. And he's looking at me, I'm looking at him, he's looking at me, I'm looking at him. And it's like my stop is about to happen anytime soon. And I didn't know what to do because I thought, okay, maybe I should just give him my card, but then I didn't have my wallet with me. So it's like I like my card with my information. And then I'm like, damn, the point is that I get how you guys get nervous because I could never. I decided to let that man go instead of me going up to him and saying, let me give you my number. Do I have to start carrying cards so I can just give my card and dip? Anyways, give me some advice.
Okay, but let's talk gym etiquette real quick. So I hate how the guys that are weird in the gym have made it hard for the regular guys in the gym, bro. I mean, like, girls come on the internet so much talking about how they don't want anyone approaching in the gym and how people be saying weird stuff and stalking them and doing this different kind of stuff. And the nice guys hear that and they try to respect us. And we love that. But it's like I don't want it till I want it. And I want it from who I want it from. Like I don't want it till I want it. And I want it from who I want it from. This guy, he was so handsome. Just right now, today. So handsome. And like he was trying to do his little one, and like I was seeing it, and I was, you know what I'm saying, like but you could tell he was trying
to go out of his way to make sure that I wasn't feeling uncomfortable. Green flag. However, he never said nothing. So it's like, dang, it's like, if the gym was really a safe space, he could have said what he has to say, but it's not, and so he has to be on the defense, and I respect that. So when I finally do, I might have to talk to him. Does that sound like me? But tomorrow if I see him again and we do the little musical chairs we were doing today, I'm about to say something. Like, we spoke today, but he spoke and anyway.
So today on another episode of Why I Cannot Stand Men, I was at the grocery store the other day and this guy walked by me and told me that I needed to smile. And so I rolled my eyes at him because how do you not know that that is completely inappropriate? And his reaction was to scoff and ask me why I can't accept a compliment.
Nowadays, these men is not giving women no flowers. They not opening women car door. They not doing none of that. Nowadays, all these men is want is a little... That's it. They don't want to do nothing. And it's very sad.
I'm just wondering if there's any real men left in this crazy world who not married, not just trying to bang it out, who actually wants to date. Date me. Make it make sense. Why does nobody want to date? Look, I know I'm old and single for the first time in a long time, but I can't be the only one, right?
Why don't this generation of men like to approach women nowadays? I was just out at park, right? And this guy, literally he was looking at me when he walked in. And then we kept locking eyes with each other. And he was cute. I'm not gonna lie, he was attractive. But as a woman, I just don't believe in the woman approaching the man. So we literally kept locking eyes. I kept looking at him. I kept giving him the hint. You know what I'm saying? And he just would not budge. But he kept locking eyes with me. And he would not walk up to me. And I'm noticing it's a recurring theme. The young men in this generation, they do not approach women. Unless it's through social media. You know what I'm saying? But these guys, they will stare you down. All of that. And they will not approach you. But they'll somehow find your Instagram. Or they'll see you out again. The good thing about the DMV is it ain't small, but it ain't big. So if you see somebody, if you always out and you see the same people every time you go out, you know what I'm saying? You see somebody attractive that you like, you're going to see them again. It's inevitable. And these guys, they'll see you out. They'll find your Instagram or I don't know. And they'll try to press you that way. But I'm you was just looking you was just off me in the function. And now, and you didn't want to speak, but now you want to DM me. What's up with that? Who's going to be the men? Who's going to be the women in this generation? Because I just don't understand why guys don't like approaching women. The only guys that approach women are... I don't like to call nobody ugly, but the bums or at the gas station, standing outside or on a corner. The guys that don't have offer but and barely that. They the only ones that's bold enough to address a woman. But this guy I was looking at, I feel I'm about to leave anyway for Charlotte, but I feel it's only fun when you young. You only live once. These guys do not press. They don't approach you. This happened to me at a friend cookout. Why do I always have to approach the guy? Why y'all expect the women to approach? Do y'all have social anxiety? Are y'all scared? I'm not a mean person. I don't look mean. These guys just don't want to approach women these days.
Honestly, this should be an open and shut case. You're looking at him, he's looking at you, you're waiting for him to approach. Should be fairly simple. Unfortunately, there have literally been videos on here where a man has been looking at a woman, she's been looking at him across the way from across the gym. He comes up to her and she's like, what are you doing? Like, why are you even over here? And he said, oh, I thought you were looking at me. And she was like, no, why would you ever think that? I was looking at the TV that was above you. What are you talking about? Get away from me. Stop being a creep. Now, if you would have said, oh, no, I was just looking at the TV. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry about that. Man, you know, it's a mistake. Sorry about that. Let me get back to working out. Awkward. And then go back to doing what you're doing. But the fact that some of these ladies are chastising men. And the man, how would I know that there was a TV behind me? And even if I did, why would I care? Like, I just came and approached. Oh, no, I was looking at TV. Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. A lot of times these women are not leaving men any sort of dignity, any sort of respect. So it goes beyond the worst thing that she can say is no. It gets into disrespect. It gets into filming TikToks and think pieces on the male loneliness epidemic that only women be talking about. Oh, this is why you're single. This is why you're lonely, because you keep on doing stuff that women don't like. How would I have known that? That's foolishness.
Yesterday, a guy approached me in the gym. That like never happens, dude. He must be new there or something. I don't know, but it was very interesting. He had a very creative approach, and he was like, I was coming off of the pull-up machine. He was pushing some pretty heavy weight on the Smith machine. You know, he's a big guy, a little short, but big guy. And he said, hey. I seen him take off his headset, and I knew he was getting ready to come over, and I was like, oh, here we go. But he was like, do you meal prep? And I said, do what? And he said, do you meal prep? I said, do I meal prep? And he's like, yeah. And I said, yeah, I mean, I guess I cook food. And he said, do you sell it? And I was like, do I sell it? No, I just cook food for myself. He's like, oh, well, because, you know, I'm working around here and I'm trying to get big. You know, he's like, I'm trying to get to like 215 and I can't seem to break 195. And so I don't have time to be cooking throughout the day. And so I'm just wondering if you would cook for me. I mean, I'll pay you, you know, I'll give you the money and you can just get the meat. And he's like, I just really need to bulk up and I don't have time to eat. And I told him, you should just boil some eggs and take them to work, put them in your pocket, and just munch on that all day long. I mean, you need at least a dozen eggs probably a day. If you're trying to hit 3,500 calories, buddy, you better get on it and start eating some food. Microwave meals ain't gonna work. And so he went on to tell me, you know, that he's in town working temporarily and living out of a hotel room, and he'll be here for a while. So if I could help him out and just cook, you know, he'll pay for it. And I'm just like, what? I was like, I don't know. I don't think so, but, you know, I wish you all the best. I said, I'll send you Pika's prep information because she preps food for people here. You could definitely pick it up from her, but I'm not the type of girl to cook meals for a guy that I just met.
Well, I think this is what men talk about. And I think she said in another video that she wasn't trying to shame the guy. She was just saying that, you know, this is just an experience that I had. And, you know, it never usually really ever happens to me. I never usually ever get approached, at least not in the gym. But this is what men are saying. They can come up, and what he was trying to do, I think somebody in the comments was like, why didn't you just come up to her and say that she was pretty and just let it be known from there? Well, because men say that. But then women specifically are saying, you got to let her know something that's different. You got to be different from all the other men. You have to stand out. And so the man is like, okay, so how can I stand out? Maybe I can say, hey, you know, do you do this? Oh man, that's really stupid. Yep. Maybe to you it is. But men are trying to go through different things to see what's going to work. I don't know what's going to work. I don't know what you want. All I know is I just want to come over here and have a conversation with you. If I could just say, hey, I saw you working out, didn't want to bother you, so I kind of waited back, but, you know, want to try to fit myself into your schedule and, you know, come up and approach and introduce myself and say, hi, my name is Joey. How are you doing? Jenny. And let the conversation flow from there. that's what most men want. I'm just coming over here to shake your hand. I'm not coming over here to kiss no behind, to brown nose, not to do any of that. If I could just come over here and say, hey, how's it going? That would be fantastic. But sometimes, a lot of times for some of these women, they're playing a lot of games, and men are just trying to figure out, how do I approach? What do I say? What do I do? I'm just trying to come over here and get to know you and take you out on a date.